with coverage you can count on. Welcome to Erie News Now Weekend Mornings.
This is a live look high above State Street this morning. A bit of a foggy start to your Sunday, but are there chances that it could get better? We have that answer coming up in just a few. Good morning, everybody. I'm Elspeth Meisner. Thanks so much for choosing us on Erie News Now Weekend Mornings. Today we're going to start off with the weather, so we're going to check in with our Sarah Tonsbury first. Check your forecast. Sarah, yesterday started out sunny, but then some rain came later in the afternoon. Is that something we can expect again today?
Today we're kind of looking at a bit of the opposite. We're starting off a little bit gray, seeing some rain showers out there and some fog, but we've got sunshine coming in the afternoon. Even about lunchtime, we're going to start to see a lot more sun. Now looking out at Erie Bayfront on our Oliver's rooftop camera, you can see that it's a little gray. As I said, we're seeing a little bit of fog out there, and taking a wide look at Doppler Max, we're seeing a couple of isolated showers, and in our region, just a little bit of moisture out there, some low-hanging clouds, making things a little bit damp for your morning. But overall, temperatures are very comfortable. We're hanging out in the upper 60s to low 70s. Erie is leading the pack at 75 degrees. Over in Jamestown, 69, 72 for Meadville, and 69 for Warren. Now your weather impact index for today, all clear. We've got some clouds and a couple isolated showers to start off your day. But once we get closer to lunchtime, those clouds are going to start to peel away from the lakeshore, revealing lots of sunshine and a nice summer day. So if you put any plans to head out to the beach on hold yesterday, today is looking like a good day to head out. Looking ahead for the rest of the day today, we're starting off a little bit of sun this morning. It's not completely overcast, but by noon, as I said, those clouds kind of moving out. We've got mostly sunny skies, sunny at 4 p.m., and we're kind of hovering about a couple clouds out there for the majority of the afternoon. Temperature is warming up into the low 80s, so it's going to be a little bit toasty today, but there is a nice breeze, about 10 miles per hour coming from the west to help you keep cool. I'll have a full year forecast in just a minute.
Thank you, Sarah. Certainly nice to see some sunshine later in the day. Well, day 2 of the Olympics are wrapping up right now in Tokyo in their time, but here's a look at what things you can expect for their time on Monday. The USA softball team is back on the diamond, this time with one of their biggest rivals against Japan. This regular game is in a round-robin format, and it could end very well with a preview for the battle of the gold medal for Team USA. So far, Team USA is 4-0 this far. The women's 3-on-3 basketball pool round continues, with USA playing against the Russian Olympic Committee and Taiwan. This is the half-court version, making its debut in the Olympics. USA got out to a quick start already, beating France and Mongolia. And the USA women's water polo team is back in the pool, facing China, USA already. And they have already blasted by the team Japan for a score of 25-4. USA is shooting for its 3rd consecutive gold medal in the games. So a lot of good things on tap for the next few days. Well, after the first full day of the 2021 Olympics is in the book, and watching the best of the best can always bring out the athletic aspirations in all of us watching right here at home. And with that, some local sporting shops are hoping for a boost in their business. Our Kristen Allen caught up with some of the local shops to see what they expect this year.
Major sporting events like the Olympics bring out the athleticism in all of us.
You know, really fun as a kid growing up watching all these races and watching the Tour de France in the Lance Armstrong era.
Watching the world's best battle it out can inspire thousands across the country to pick up a new hobby. That's what some local sports-based businesses are hoping for.
Maybe they're watching the Olympics, but, you know, they have a different picture in their head. They just want to get on a bike.
Nathan Latimer owns 814 Outdoor Sports and helps everyone from new riders to professionals start cycling. The pandemic caused bike sales to skyrocket. Now there's a shortage, so the idea of another bike craze is concerning.
Any enthusiasm towards getting a new bike is great. It's just really tough right now.
Biking isn't the only sport gaining traction. After popular movies like The Hunger Games and Brave, archery picked up around the country. Now local archers are hoping the same thing happens after the 2021 Olympics.
Hollywood was responsible for a huge spike, and in 2012, the Olympic viewership for archery actually beat basketball.
With the 2021 Olympics underway, Archery Encounters owner Tim Case is hoping the games cause the next spike. What's your hope, I guess, coming out of the Olympics for archery?
Continued growth, continued interest in the younger crowds. There's so much diversity in the sport. Every culture on earth has experienced archery.
Kristen Allen, Erie News Now.
Certainly interesting to see a lot of local sports in our region. We hope to see some new archers and bikers in our region after the Olympics. And of course, for all your Olympic coverage, you can watch the games right here on WICU. Well, we have new details today on whether Delta services will ever come back to the Erie International Airport. Here's what we know right now. We have learned yesterday from a member of the airport's board of directors that Chief Financial Officer James Pacansky is currently acting as the executive director of the airport, not Derek Martin. Our Isaac Petcash has the latest on this developing story.
In the last 24 hours, multiple sources have told Erie News Now that Delta Airlines would be permanently stopping service to and from the Erie International Airport. Those sources have included multiple airport employees and 2 members of the airport's board of directors who wish to remain anonymous. When we reached out to a Delta headquarters on Friday, a spokesperson would not say whether or not a permanent shutdown was happening. They instead referred us to a web article that noted the temporary suspension of service caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Just hours ago, another source with direct knowledge to the situation, who asked not to be named, sent this message. The message reads in part, quote, SkyWest and Delta contracts are up at the end of July and are not being renewed. The executive director knew as of May 26th the ground equipment was being removed. After that, the executive director prolonged the signage being removed to prevent the public and media from finding out. The message goes on to say that, quote, Delta's signage being removed is not for a remodel. It's because they are not coming back. We've reached out to Executive Director Derek Martin for comment and are awaiting a response. In a phone call yesterday, Erie International Airport CFO James Pacansky said he had not heard whether or not Delta was permanently suspending operations in Erie. He tells us conversations between airlines and carriers are conducted by the Executive Director.
We've also learned that this Wednesday at noon, the board of directors will have a meeting to discuss a series of topics. Board members tell us it's a meeting that will produce a lot of change. Turning now to some more lighter events around the region, you may have noticed the Erie Zoo closed early on Saturday to get ready for the real party animals to arrive. Take a listen. Last night was the main event, that's right, like a lion's mane, and it was the 2021 event. And that event asked the question, who's ready to get back in the wild? The annual adult fundraiser at the zoo roared back after the hardships of last year with a new name and some wild style. As you can see, some of our Erie News Now friends were there. In typical fashion, there were grazing stations, a watering hole, and a one-of-a-kind silent auction. And of course, all that live entertainment you heard. Over the years, the Grown Up People Party has proven to be a major fundraiser for improvements for the Erie Zoo. Tickets sell out in a heartbeat for $175 for Erie Zoo members and $225 for non-members. Certainly looks like a great time there had by all. Well, sticking to events around the region, if you're looking for a fun family activity this weekend, maybe a trip to Presque Isle might be on the docket for you. And this weekend, certainly the great weekend to go out for it. Discover Presque Isle wraps up today. This is the end of their 5-day weekend-long event that will be held all along the shores of Lake Erie. There's been vendors, activities, picnics. You can see a pancake breakfast there. There's also been movies and last night a big bonfire. So events happening all throughout the day. Organizers say even though it's different from years past, they're still seeing a great amount of turnout from both locals and visitors to the Erie area.
It's a little bit different, I think, this year because of the way Discover Presque Isle is looking a little bit different. But I think that people are really enjoying themselves. They're able to kind of have these really unique separate events that are kind of all over the park all day.
Once again, Discover Presque Isle wraps up today, but that lighthouse you saw there is open 7 days a week, every day from 10 until 5. So still plenty of time to head out to the lighthouse, which has some gorgeous views as well. Also happening at Presque Isle yesterday, you may have heard the roar of motorcycles traveling through West Erie and around Presque Isle. Well, that's because it was the second annual Back the Blue motorcycle ride. Dozens of bikers gathered at the Harley-Davidson store on West 12th Street and then rode all together all around the peninsula and back to the Harley-Davidson store. Organizers say their goal is to increase awareness that police officers are out there to work, protect, and serve the community. With criticism over bad policing in the last couple months and years, those feel that the Back the Blue message has been changed and lost a bit. We talked with the president of the Lake Erie Blue Knights, who says in Erie, the number of officers is down from when he was on the fourth, and now the call volume is much higher.
We shouldn't be looking at defunding police. We should be looking at increasing their numbers to at least the federal guidelines. The city of Erie is about 60 police officers short. I wonder why things aren't as safe as they used to be. That might be part of the reason.
Nelson also said that the numbers for the Back the Blue ride weren't quite as big as last time. They hope to attract even more riders next year. Now to some sad news out of Ohio for today. A drowning happened in the waters between Ohio and the Pennsylvania border last night in Lake Erie. Lake City's water rescue team was called to assist in the afternoon around 1:30 p.m. when the man went missing in the waters off Lake Erie in Conneaut, Ohio. Erie News has confirmed that the victim was recovered by Lake City Fire Department rescuers, but he did not survive. Here's what we know at this time. The man was apparently swimming near the break wall in Conneaut, Ohio when he disappeared. Coast Guard officials said the man was recovered by Lake City Water Rescue, returned to the shore in Ohio, and taken to University Hospital's Conneaut Medical Center. Sadly, he was dead on arrival. We do know he was an adult male. His name and age have not yet been released.
From Erie News Now, this is First Warning Weather with Sarah Tonks.
Presque Isle is a little gray this Sunday morning, but don't worry, we've got some sunshine coming up later. Edith Sarah's camera is showing a fairly calm but gray morning, as I said. The upper max right now, we're seeing a couple not really isolated showers, just a little bit of moisture out there, maybe a little bit of misting because we've got some low-hanging clouds and a little bit of fog out there as well. Moving into Futurecast, 9 a.m., we're seeing some isolated showers for a lot of your morning, but then by lunchtime, 2 p.m., that's when we're seeing things clear out. Might see a couple lingering isolated showers, but for the rest of the day, we've got lots of sunshine and then clear skies once we move into the overnight into your Monday morning. So we're going to start off the work week with some sunshine. Now, if you're planning on heading outdoors today, UV index very high, pollen count medium, so definitely not as bad as it could be, and air quality is fair, especially with all of that smoke coming over from California wildfires. So if you have sensitive lungs, keep that in mind. Looking right now out at State Street on our Idoka Chiropractic Skycam, you can see it's a little bit foggy out there, 75 degrees, dew point a little bit more humid, 69 degrees. And looking at the winds throughout the region, it's not breezy, but there is a nice breeze, so it's a little bit, about 5 to 6 miles per hour, just enough to kind of keep you cool as things warm up today. As we move into that 7-day outlook, we've got more sunshine coming Monday, temperatures getting into the 80s, 84 degrees. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to see some scattered showers. We're not really seeing widespread storms or rain, but a little bit of rain and moisture each day is possible as we cool back off into the low 80s by Thursday. For Friday, Saturday, we're cooling off a little bit, upper 70s, low 80s as we get closer to another weekend. Mostly sunny on Friday, and Saturday, nice and dry with partly cloudy skies.
Thank you, Sarah. Certainly nice to see all those 80 degrees and sunshine in our near future. Well, sticking with weather news, with the tropical weather forecast to approach Tokyo within days, Olympic organizers say they're talking with individual sports about changing some event programs. The Tokyo Olympics sports director says they're closely discussing issues around the severe weather forecast as Japan prepares for the typhoon Niparke to hit the island nation. Rowing has already cleared its schedule for Monday and Tuesday, moving some of the events forward to the weekend and others back to Wednesday. Organizers are getting minute-by-minute updates from their Weather Information Center. Athletes in some sports are currently dealing with the high temperatures and humidity. Now, this typhoon formed on Friday and is most likely going to make landfall on Tuesday. It is still unclear at this time whether Tokyo will be the center of the storm. However, heavy rainfall, flooding, and wind speed up to 39 miles per hour are possible. And sticking more with Olympic news for today, Tokyo Olympic officials say today on Sunday, 10 new positive cases have been confirmed for the COVID-19 virus among the Olympic accreditation holders, raising the total disclosed number of positive cases among athletes and officials to 132. They said that the 2 cases were from athletes from abroad. One athlete tested positive inside the Olympic Village. The other ones have been testing positive outside. Sports events are stretched all throughout the entire city since the second day opening of the Olympic of the Olympic Games. Temperatures have been rising above 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Competitions were in full swing, but there were fanless venues with the consistent reminder that COVID-19 protocols are still in place and COVID-19 is still very much in the area. Now turning back to news in our region for today. Right here on the weekends, they're often packed with weddings, but with weddings being rescheduled from last summer and those already scheduled for this summer, people can be seen getting married almost every single night of the week. And that means big business for the local wedding industry.
As brides get excited to finally tie the knot, vendors are thrilled as their businesses thrive. Churches, caterers, and venues all have packed schedules.
We have at least one wedding every weekend from Easter until December.
After the ceremony comes the reception, and management right here at the Sheraton say they've been dealing with a lot of brides and their families from last summer, in addition to the ones scheduled for this summer as well.
And as weddings return, so do people, eager for social events.
We're back to record numbers. We're back to where we were back in 2019 when it comes to the amount of weddings and the attendance that we're having.
They have so many weddings, they've had to book on all days of the week to accommodate all the weddings.
A lot more booking on the shoulder days, Friday nights, Sunday afternoons. Saturday is pretty much sold out the entire year, all the way through until November. But yeah, we're seeing a lot on different days this year.
And no reception is complete without food. Callie's West is catering weddings nearly every night.
Smaller, more intimate weddings. So if we have a couple small ones, we're able to do a few in an evening. And again, being able to have them on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. We have a Thursday evening wedding this year. We have a couple Monday weddings.
A busy summer, but one they're glad to have after a difficult 2020.
Certainly exciting news to have there, and also many brides that we spoke to, and also the vendors say that they've been dealing with a lot of brides and their families, trying to accommodate them and make sure everybody is able to have the weddings that they have imagined.
From Erie News Now, this is First Warning Weather with Sarah Tonks.
Upper Peach Street right now, 75 degrees under Interstate Mitsubishi camera. We're starting to see a little bit of sunshine out there as people kind of get started on their Sundays. And as we look at Doppler max in our region, we're not really seeing rain showers, but we might be seeing a little bit of misting as we see those really low-hanging clouds for some regions, just with a little bit of moisture. Now, visibility, because it's a little bit misty and a little bit foggy, is down in some spots. So Erie, you can see visibility about 6 miles. Clymer is at 3.5. So some places it is a little bit hard to see too far out. So if you're heading out on the open roads this morning, make sure you're driving carefully. Keep your lights on if you need them. Looking at Weather Impact Index for today, it is all clear because we've got some clouds to start and a couple morning rain showers. But once we get to the afternoon, things are going to dry up. Clouds are going to move out of the way, and we're looking at a nice summery day. Now looking ahead for the rest of the day today, we've got a little bit of sun to start off. Winds picking up as the temperatures pick up, so we're getting into the low 80s by 4 p.m., but we have mostly sunny skies, and then cooling off 78 degrees by getting closer to sunset. So it is going to be a warmer night tonight, but there is a nice breeze to help you stay cool, despite the fact that it's a little bit humid out there as well.
We all know that we do need some nice weather in order to get our planting or potting done. And so now today we're going to begin a 4-part series with our Stan's A to Z Gardening about different plants, the best locations, and what things you should know before you decide to expand or make your garden a little bit smaller. Take a listen.
Good morning and welcome to A to Z Gardening out here in the display gardens at Stan's. And the next 4 weeks, stay tuned every Sunday morning when I'm going to talk about plants, which is what it's all about for hobby gardeners, and their locations. So it seems like this time of year is ideal to go shopping in the garden center and see all the different plants. I'm out here with my friends Bobo, and if you know me or some of the landscape professionals here at Stan's, Bobo is a big hit. It's very compact, aggressive blooming, very easy to grow, very hardy, but it's a sun hydrangea. So all of the white hydrangeas behind me, either the panicle style here or the round, are both sun hydrangeas. So I want to talk about landscape design. If you have a plant you really want, first and foremost, you have to make sure that you're putting that plant in its ideal location. I call it shoehorning. If you really want this plant and you want it in a particular area, it just might not thrive or be happy. So these in front of me here, we got the Invincible Mini Mavette. That's a proven winner selection here. Fantastic color. We have some of the maybe not so well-known Ruby Slippers here, which is an oak leaf hydrangea. We have one of my favorites here in the Endless Summer Series, Summer Crush. Really dark red, unique color, a real deep. All three of these like the shade or not necessarily direct hot midday sun. Sometimes you'll see them planted there, but they get burned fringes on their leaves, little wilting during the day, just not happy in mid-afternoon hot summer sun. So make sure you choose your hydrangea for your location so that it thrives and is winter hardy from year to year. Out here in the landscape at Stan's Garden Center, if you have any other questions about hydrangea and plant location, feel free to contact any of us professionals here at Stan's.
With coverage you can count on, welcome to Erie News Now Weekend Mornings.
This is a live look high above State Street this morning. We want to take you outside just so you can see what the weather's looking like out this morning. Looks like a beautiful Sunday out there, but will it continue? Our Sarah Tonks will have that answer in just a minute. Thanks so much for being with us on Erie News Now Weekend Mornings. We're going to reset for your news headlines of the day to bring you up to speed with everything you need to know before you head out the door. Well, day 2 of the Olympics are wrapping up right now in Tokyo, but here's a few things you can expect for Monday's games. The USA softball team is back on the diamond, this time with one of their biggest rivals, that's Japan. This is a regular game in the round-robin format, and it could go very well with a preview for the battle of the gold medal. So far, Team USA is 4-0. The women's basketball 3-on-3 basketball pool round continues with Team USA playing the Russian Olympic Committee and Taiwan. This is the half-court version making its debut in the Olympics. And USA got out to a quick start already, beating France and Mongolia. And the USA women's water polo team is back in the pool, facing off to China. USA already blasted the host team Japan by a score of 25-4. USA is shooting for its 3rd consecutive gold medal in the games. Certainly a lot of games to look forward to, and that's why we want to start with the Olympic news for today, which raises the question, do Olympics cause people to pick up on a new hobby? That's a theory we asked some local sports shops about. We took a look at 2 local Olympic sporting events that you can do right here in Erie. That's archery and biking. They have a mimicking theory, which has actually happened before with both of these sports. The last biking boom happened back in the early 2000s when Lance Armstrong was bringing home his Tour de France titles. And for archery, it happened when blockbuster films like The Hunger Games and Disney's Brave premiered. We asked the owner of Archery Encountered, Tim Case, what his hope was for archery coming out of the Olympics.
Continued growth, continued interest in the younger crowds. There's so much diversity in the sport. Every culture on earth has experienced archery.
We hope to see some new archers and bikers in our region after the Olympics. And as you can see, there's certainly a lot of places to get that all done right here in Erie. And as always, for all your Olympic coverage, you can watch the games right here on WICU. Well, now we're going to check in with our Sarah Tonks for a first check of your forecast for today. Sarah, we had some sunshine in the morning, and yesterday we got some rain in the afternoon. What's it looking like for Sunday? The same thing or a little different?
Well, your Sunday forecast, to use a bit of an archery term, is looking like a bullseye. We've got sunshine coming this afternoon, and that's going to be widespread after a cloudy morning, but don't worry, we've got lots of sun coming as those clouds kind of move out of the way. Now, looking out at Meadville on South Main and Linden Street right now, a little bit gray to get started on our Bob Ferrando World Cam, a comfortable 72 degrees, and Doppler Max showing a little bit of cloud coverage out there. And again, we're not really seeing rain showers, but a little bit of misting because some of those clouds are pretty low. Looking at futurecast, we might see a couple isolated showers this morning as we move into the afternoon. Again, a couple isolated showers are possible for inland regions, but by this evening, things are going to dry up. We're going to have lots of sunshine as we go into the evening, hopefully a nice sunset as well. And then moving into your Monday morning, we're going to start off the work week with some sunshine. Now, if you want to head out boating today, that's definitely in the cards for you. Winds are about 5 to 10 miles or 5 to 10 knots, excuse me. Lake is at 74 degrees and waves 1 to 2 feet. For right now, though, out on State Street at our Idaho Chiropractic Sky Cam, it's a little bit gray, so it could be good for some fishing if that is something you're interested in. 75 degrees, and those dew points have crept up. That kind of change in the winds that we saw yesterday have put the dew points into the upper 60s, low 70s range, so we count that as oppressive, but it's still not completely unpleasant out there because we do have a nice breeze. Looking at Meadville over the next 12 hours, partly cloudy to start off your day, but sunny by the afternoon, getting into the low 80s, and then after sunset, a couple more clouds out there, but winds calming down after a slightly breezy day. Now for Warren County, and we're in Warren for the next 12 hours, again, temperatures starting off in the 70s, getting up to about 82 degrees by 4 p.m. That's when we're going to see all that sunshine really starting to come out. And by 8 p.m., your Sunday evening, if you want to have a nice dinner outside before you get started on your work week, 76 degrees and clear skies. For your 7-day outlook, we've got a couple early showers possible for today, but then Monday, mostly sunny. We're not seeing any chance of precipitation. Tuesday, however, we could start to see some late showers picking up with a couple rumbles of thunder mixed in. Now that's going to repeat on Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to have a couple isolated showers, scattered showers for Thursday as temperatures cool off into the low 80s. So there will be some rain. There could be a little bit of thunder, but we're not seeing rain all day. We're not seeing heavy amounts of precipitation. Now looking ahead to Friday and Saturday of next week, mostly sunny for Friday. We might see some early morning showers, but then by Saturday, we are drying off to partly cloudy skies with lots more sunshine and a lot less rain.
Thank you, Sarah. Speaking of the outdoors, families could enjoy fellowship, fun, and entertainment all day yesterday at Trinity Lutheran Church for their first ever Sunfest. It kicked off with 3 different bands as they were invited to perform outdoors as all part of their Sunfest. There were games, snacks, a bouncy house, and ice cream for families to enjoy. There's also time for prayer if anybody needed it. Church leaders say the goal of Sunfest is to celebrate life and find moments of joy after God brought the community all together through a challenging pandemic.
So as we look towards the day to try to find out where's the real joy, where's the real hope, and it is in Jesus, but also he does things in our lives. It might be a small thing, it might be a big thing that day, but it gives us excitement to say, you know, God is with us.
Certainly an inspiring message, especially for a Sunday today. And what's next for Trinity Lutheran Church? Well, a church retreat will be coming to them this fall. So certainly a nice event for community members and church members as well. Well, it may have looked different, but Discover Presque Isle was back for all to enjoy the beauty of the peninsula. The 5-day event had different activities spread all throughout the days. It wraps up today, but here's a look about how it went yesterday.
All through Saturday, people made their way down to the peninsula for Discover Presque Isle. The event looked different this year to celebrate 100 years of Presque Isle. There are activities that started first thing in the morning, like the annual pancake breakfast.
You know, something to do early, because there's a lot of activities throughout the park that's going to last throughout the day.
Okay, then down to the ready tub. We'll serve you pancakes, eggs, and bacon, or sausage.
Organizers say this breakfast of pancakes, bacon, eggs, and fruit draws families year after year.
It's really a family event. I mean, because the kids are up early, parents bring their kids, they have a good time.
And after the pancake breakfast, visitors and guests of Presque Isle do a number of things, whether it's heading to the beach, going for a bike ride, going for a walk, or even coming down to the lighthouse where they were offering tours all day long.
Officials at the lighthouse say they've seen a mix of locals and visitors stopping by throughout Discover Presque Isle.
We've seen so many people here, especially yesterday. We've really seen a lot of local people come down, a lot of people from out of town.
They say despite the different arrangement with Discover Presque Isle this year, they've still seen lots of people visiting the lighthouse.
It's a little bit different, I think, this year because of the way Discover Presque Isle is looking a little bit different. But I think that people are really enjoying themselves. They're able to kind of have these really unique separate events that are kind of all over the park all day.
Elspeth Meisner, Erie News Now.
Certainly a beautiful day to be out at Presque Isle yesterday.
It really was.
Especially with all the nice weather too. Well, Sarah, we had so much fun with the Olympic trend yesterday. I figured why not continue it today, especially with all the fun things that have been going on. So we're going to start off with Olympic fans today. People may not be able to watch the Olympic competitions in person, but that certainly hasn't stopped them from being able to go out and soak up all the venue atmosphere over in Japan.
So hundreds of people walked around the Olympic Stadium in Tokyo, taking pictures and enjoying themselves. So even if you can't go in, gotta do what you want to do. Though some fans had purchased tickets, they made the trip to the stadium anyway, even though they couldn't get in. And one man had tickets for swimming and field hockey, and he just went and visited the stadium, and he called the games the Stay-at-Home Olympics. Fans also gathered at Marine Park, where they could take pictures of the Olympic rings in Tokyo Bay.
You know, certainly nice to see so many people still enjoying it, even if they can't get super close to it.
Yeah, it's sightseeing a little bit more than an activity. And kind of going inside the competition, U.S. Olympic swimmers brought home some of the first USA medals of the 2021-ish Tokyo Olympics. The men's and women's teams earned a total of 6 medals on Saturday. Swimmer Chase Calise easily won the gold medal on Saturday, finishing first in the 400-meter individual medley.
And while his family and friends were not in Japan to watch him race, they were close by their TVs as he finished the event in 4 minutes and 9.42 seconds. That's extremely fast. I can't imagine swimming that fast. His win marks the first medal of the Tokyo Olympics for Team USA, which is exciting. Also bringing home the hardware, USA swimmer Emma Wennett and Hallie Flickner. Families and friends gathered around the TVs to watch them pick up the 2 silver and bronze medals won in the women's 400-meter individual medley. Wynot and Flickner are the first U.S. women to medal at the Tokyo Games. So certainly exciting to see all those fans. Like, that's crazy seeing everybody at home watching them and everything.
Yeah, that swimming is such an interesting competitive sport. My cousin swims competitively, and some of the people on his college swim team are at the Olympics right now.
That's awesome.
We're swimming, and watching competitive swimming, it really does. It comes down to a nail biter so often. Like, it was 4 minutes and 9.42 seconds or something like that. That's a fairly common how specific you have to be when it comes to swimming races.
From Erie News Now, this is First Warning Weather with Sarah Tonks.
Turning to some water that you might not want to swim in, Warren and the Allegheny River. Water's still a little bit high right now, but we're working on kind of getting it to a safer conditions. It is good weather to head out to the beach, though. 68 degrees for Warren right now at our Northern Pennsylvania Regional College Camp. A little bit of a breeze and a little bit foggy. Looking at Doppler Max right now, we're seeing some cloud coverage, a little bit of mistiness, and we're going to see some more isolated showers as we move through your Sunday morning. But then the afternoon, things are going to dry up. We're going to see some sunshine, some nice weather, some warm weather. Could see a couple isolated showers this afternoon, but overall we've got clear skies lasting overnight into your Monday morning, just a little bit of partly cloudy skies. Now your beach outlook for today, like I said, if you want to head out swimming, not necessarily Olympic level swimming, but more recreational, we're seeing things warming up into the low 80s, lots of sunshine, swimming risk is low, lake temperature, a comfortable 74 degrees. Now, as we look right now out at State Street on our Outlook at Chiropractic Sky Cam, a little bit gray out there, but we're starting to get a little bit more sunshine, 75 degrees. Dew point, as I said, they're a little bit high at 70, hovering about 70 degrees for your dew point. Now, temperatures, we're starting to warm up into the upper 60s, low 70s. Erie, just a little bit warmer, 75. Ashtabula and Dunkirk are at 74. And your weather impact index for today is all clear because we've got some clouds to start and just a couple morning showers, isolated showers. But by this afternoon, things are going to dry up and we're going to have lots more sunshine. Moving into your 7-day outlook for Monday, 84 degrees, mostly sunny, nice and dry. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to see some isolated showers, a little bit of rain. There will still be some periods of sunshine as we cool back off into the low 80s. And then for Friday, Saturday of the upcoming work week and weekend, you can see mostly sunny skies. We're drying off. Friday, we're going to see those showers possibly in the morning, afternoon, evening, looking a little bit more dry. And then Saturday, we finally have a dry weekend.
Thank you, Sarah. The Erie Zoo may have closed early on Saturday, and you might have been wondering why. Well, it was all to get ready for the real party animals to arrive. Take a listen to last night's event. Last night was the main event, that's right, just like a lion's mane. And the event asked the question, who's ready to get back in the wild? The annual adult fundraiser at the zoo roared back to life after the hardships of last year with a new name and some new wild style. As you can see, some of our friends from Erie News Now were there at the party. In typical fashion, there was grazing stations and watering holes and a one-of-a-kind silent auction and live entertainment like you heard. Certainly looks like a lot of tasty food they have there. Over the years, this grown-up person party has been a major fundraiser for the zoo and all the improvements. Tickets sell out in a heartbeat to attend this event, with $175 for zoo members and $225 for non-members. Now, after you head out to the party, you might want to come back and might want to figure out what's a good thing to eat in your diet. Well, it's time for this week's Healthy Living. On this week's segment, Matt Probonic of Iron Oxygen and Fitness U talks about how you can still work out even if you have an injury. Pretty interesting stuff there. Take a look.
Hey guys, welcome back to Healthy Living. Matt Probonic here. I'm coming to you from Fitness U, and I'm with Valerie. She's one of our employees here at Fitness U. You started as a personal training customer and a member, and then you started like really getting into the community, and you became one of our favorite staff members. You're going to see Valerie at the front desk at Fitness U. All of our staff here is really great, but what we've recently got is a foot injury.
Correct.
And it was from exercising.
Yeah, I was overdoing it. I pushed too hard, and right now I have a what do I have?
Stress fracture.
A stress fracture.
Yeah, and a tarsal stress fracture. So we've had to eliminate like cardio.
Correct.
And what the segment today is really about is keeping up your workout routine while dealing with an injury. So you can have upper body injuries like shoulder issues or elbow issues or anything, and then it might limit you to only being able to do lower body exercise. But we have so many people who come in and freeze their membership because they got a rotator cuff strain, but there's so many more things you can still do. So today what we're talking about is a lower body injury, a foot injury, and the way that we can still work out for results. So I wanted to feature two exercises. The first is a straight leg deadlift. So Valerie's going to do just like a hamstring move right here, straight leg deadlift. We're going to come up and through, and then she's going to squeeze her hips, and we're going to drive those hips back and then bring it up. So the reason why I'm featuring this movement is because we're going to move to an upper body movement next, and I'll explain why that's beneficial. Go ahead and put those weights down, Valerie, and then we're going to hobble over to your bicep curl, and by putting our elbows right up on the handles, we're going to be in a bicep curl position, and we're going to go into that curl. So what we're doing is focusing on a lower body muscle group and an upper body muscle group. Now, when you're injured and you can't do cardio, you want to place demand on your cardiovascular, on your blood flow system, and your upper body and lower body back and forth. That gets your blood flow working faster, which puts a higher demand on you metabolically, and you can still burn the same kind of calories that you would be doing a HIIT training workout or a cardio workout. Now, the crazy thing about injuries to your lower body is that you are not going to burn as many calories per day because you can't do the type of walking, running, or cardio that you used to, so you have to really watch your calorie intake. You might need to decrease your calories per day by 500 calories a day, and you've been able to keep your workouts going pretty well, right?
Correct. With modifications.
Yeah, so you do like battle rope stuff and
battle ropes. I do all upper body stuff, and then I can ride the bike still.
Yeah.
So as long as you stay in the seat.
Yeah. The best way to recover from an injury is rest. You need rest. 6 to 8 weeks is going to give you a really good window of time to recover. It's hard to do, but if you reach out to pros like us, we can show you the best way to work around injuries. Guys, I hope that helped. If you're dealing with an injury, come on in and see us. We can show you ways to work out around it. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
you guys have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday.
It's time for our community calendar now with a look about what's going on in the Erie region today. Well, for the first thing on Sunday, it is the final day of Discover Presque Isle, obviously down at the peninsula, but it is a day full of different activities there, from everything from hikes to bike trails, heading down to the beach. There's certainly something for everybody down there. Also today, we are officially 6 months from Christmas, so for people who are really Christmas enthusiasts, you can start the countdown now. So why not get into the Christmas spirit early? Well, you can do that at the Sunview Golf. It is their Christmas in July celebration. It runs from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. and the mini golf place has something for everybody. It will be transformed into a winter wonderland. Children can golf there for free, and there'll be festive treats and activities for everybody to enjoy all throughout the day. So whether you're planning on heading out to the beach for Presque Isle or you're planning on doing some mini golf, certainly some fun things for you and the family all to enjoy on this lovely Sunday morning.
From Erie News Now, this is First Warning Weather with Sarah Tonks.
All right, we're getting one final check of your forecast. Looking at the Erie Bayfront right now, you can see out over Lake Erie, still a little bit gray, but the sun is shining on Erie right now on our Oliver's rooftop camera, so things are already looking a little bit sunnier for your Sunday. Now looking at a Doppler Max right now, we're seeing a little bit of cloud coverage out there, kind of already moving away from the lake shore. It is bringing a little bit of misting to some areas there and a little bit of fog as well. Now looking at temperatures for the area at this moment as well, we're in the upper 60s to low 70s, so we're definitely starting to warm up, getting a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more summery, and we're going to warm up into the low 80s by the rest of the afternoon. Now looking ahead for today, we've got a bit of sun to start off. We're already starting to see that, and by noon, that's when we're going to start to see things getting really a lot sunnier. Mostly sunny skies, 78 degrees, and by 4 p.m., 82 and sunny. You can see we've also got a nice breeze out there, and by the evening, we're sticking with that kind of comfortable temperature. There's going to be a good breeze. If you want to do some stargazing, you definitely can because winds are comfortable. Temperatures not too hot, not too cold. It's really just a lovely summer day.
Certainly nice to see all that sunshine out there, especially as it continues on for the weekend.
It really is, and especially with Discover Presque Isle today, it's perfect to head outdoors.
Exactly. Will you be making your way out to Presque Isle, I think, today?
I think I will.
Ooh.
That's the plan.
Not a bad way to spend a Sunday. Well, that's our report for Erie News Now weekend mornings, but the news never stops on our website, erienewsnow.com. Our next online report is 12:30 for our Nowcast, and you can join us right back here at 6 for Erie News Now at 6 o'clock.
So for your Sunday morning, I hope you have a great Sunday. Finish off your weekend well. I'm Sarah Tonks.
And I'm Elspeth Meisner. Have a great day.